The United States thought the 2026 FIFA World Cup would be an economic goldmine, but a growing number of hotel owners are calling it a non-event. And folks, that's brutal. Tonight we're breaking down the why into four parts. And if you're Canadian, you will love it. First, empty stadium seats and empty hotel rooms. Why bookings collapsing in major American hosting cities? Second, FIFA outrageous ticket prices. Thousands, even millions for seats at the soccer game? Third, Canada's economic pushback. The damage the travel boycott and the Buy Canadian movement are doing to US tourism and alcohol industry. And fourth, new cell phone data. This boycott is far bigger than official numbers have admitted, because this is no longer just politics. It's economics, it's real money, real pressure, and Canada is finally showing Washington that we are not powerless passengers anymore on America's bus to nowhere. Let's get right into it. United States is hosting 78 matches of FIFA's World Cup, 3/4 of the entire tournament. The biggest sporting event on earth, and yet nearly 80% of hotels in American hosting cities are reportedly severely underbooked. Kansas City, demand is worse than normal summers prior to 2025. New York hotels seeing bookings below last year. Seattle hotels expected a tourism explosion. Instead, reservations are down dramatically. That's an American faceplant, my friends. And the US hotel industry is furious. Many hotels jacked up prices by 200 to 300%, expecting a flood of wealthy international fans. And FIFA reserved giant blocks of normal rooms early, making everything looked sold out. Then reality kicked in, and FIFA dumped thousands of rooms back onto the market. Now, hotels begging and slashing prices just to fill beds. Corporate conventions were cancelled, business events disappeared. World Cup visitors never booked to replace them. That's America FIFA reality. The tournaments didn't just fail to create demands. In some cities it actually disrupted normal tourism and made things worse. Meanwhile, Canada and Mexico holding up much better. Toronto and Vancouver still face softer demands, yes. But Canada has an advantage. We already have limited hotel supply. So prices haven't collapsed the way they have collapsed in the US. And Mexico is still struggling too. But many fans there blame outrageous FIFA pricing models for shutting ordinary people out. And honestly, I think they're right. FIFA's pricing scheme is absolutely rotten. Remember when fans were told tickets would start around $20 during the original bid? I do. But that changed real fast. Now, basic seats can run into thousands. Tickets for finals are selling for absurd numbers. Some listing reached into the millions. Are you flippin' kidding me right now? Millions? For a soccer match? Just so you can watch usually 18 guys wandering on the field and watching the remaining 4 guys running after a ball. Millions? And FIFA? They take a cut from both sides of the transaction. Buyer pay, sellers pay. FIFA cashes in, either way. This isn't about sports anymore, my friends. It's about squeezing every possible penny out of North America. FIFA introduced dynamic pricing. Well, that means algorithms push prices higher the moment demand spikes. Artificial scarcity, ticket, drip feeding, corporate packages, and VIP experience. Regular fans are being priced out. And here's the funny part. FIFA expected rich international tourists to swallow those prices without complaint. But even those guys look at the costs, the visa headaches, at Trump's disaster US and simply say, no thanks. Some supporters from countries participating in the tournament can't even freely enter the US. Think about how insane that is. A hosting nation, Trump's America, banning supporters connected to qualified teams, that's an image people notice. Now let's talk about what else doesn't work for Trump besides FIFA. The Canadian boycott is going strong. For over a year now, Canadians have been pulling back from US travel in huge numbers. And it continues to hammer American tourism sector. Industry insiders say the pullback has already cost the American economy billions of dollars. Flight cancelled, route suspended, hotels demand vanish. Canadians choosing Toronto and Vancouver over New York and Seattle. They choose Banff over Vegas. They keeping their dollars at home. And honestly, that is good. Canadians don't fold anymore. And the Buy Canadian movement is also smashing the US alcohol industry. American spirits export to Canada reportedly collapsed to 63%. That's the right sign, my friends. Provincial liquor boards pulled American products from the shelves. Consumers switched to Canadian brands. But recent polls also showed more than half of Canadians would continue boycotting American alcohol even if restrictions disappear tomorrow. Now that tells you something important. This isn't temporary anger anymore. It's becoming a habit, and Washington is noticing. American industry groups openly begging for relief because Canada's pushback is finally creating real economic pain. And this is very interesting. A massive study using cell phone tower pings tracked millions of devices crossing into the US, and the results were unexpected. The decline in Canadian visitors were apparently far worse than official borders statistics ever suggested. Some American cities saw Canadians' visits dropping by over 50%. Florida, Arizona, California, Myrtle Beach, huge drops. And the data showed something else too. Even when Canadians do cross the border, they stay for shorter periods. Fewer stops, less spending, and business travel is drying up as well. Conventions, trade shows, corporate travel taking place in Canada now. This is not just a tourism story anymore, it's about confidence being Canadian. We are sending a message with our wallet, and unlike political speeches, economic pressure gets attention very quickly. The Orange Idiot wanted World Cup to become a giant showcase of American power and glory. Instead, the conversation is shifting towards empty hotel rooms, outrageously priced tickets, travel restrictions, and growing international frustration, showing the real Trumpian America, an overhyped illusion. Meanwhile, Canadians proving something important. We do not need to scream to make an impact. We simply, quietly, choose a bottle from a different shelf. And suddenly, billion-dollar industries start panicking. That's economic power, my friends, and it's about time we Canadians recognize it. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video with someone who still thinks that Canada has no influence over US economy. And now, I would like to hear from you. Do you think Canada's boycott is permanently changing the relationship between Canada and the US? Or will everything snap back to normal once politics cool down? Please drop your thoughts in the comments below. And thanks for watching. I'm Wilfried Lemkula with Europe Curious, where we not just repeat the daily headlines, but open the curtain so you can see exactly what's really behind it. See you in the next one.